Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Actually, I'm going to show you how to use the online examination system for constructing and managing exams and editing questions, adding the students, etc., and running the system. Actually, as you know, this system can be used for the exit exam, and actually it can be used also for the pre-master student entry exams, and also it can be used for or can be used by any professor to conduct online exams. So first I'm going to log in just for the exit exams that we have done before. So providing the username and password, and after that, actually the first thing that we have to do from the left side menu is to construct or manage the question banks. Actually, we can have several question banks and select exams from them dynamically. For example, I can add a new one, a new entry, a new exit, a new question bank. So I'm just type new QB like this. Okay, description you can provide in description, and then you can add this. So you have it here. You can edit the titles as you wish. So this is actually just a container for the questions. Then we have to actually we are going to go back to this, or we can do it right now. Actually, this is how to manage the exams. So all the exams that you provided, you can have them here. For example, this is the exit exam that we have constructed for the IT in 391. Again, it is just the title here. We are going just to provide the title for the exam. So we can add any kind of title here. Let's say that exam number 1. Okay, and provide any description for it. And actually, this is actually for the correction mode. It have two types of corrections. I suggest that you leave it like that, because this actually it will not. It is exactly actually here it is written what is the difference between them, but I suggest that you leave it like that. This is really very important. If it is open, the exam is current, can be accessed by student or not. So if you need it once you finish the exam, it is recommended that you come back and close it so that students cannot access the previous exams. This is really very important. But when you are creating a new exam, it is wise to leave it open, or you can close it and open it once you need. So provide any description and then add it. It will be added at the end here, at the top here. You can edit anyone by clicking here. You can edit the details. Again, here what we have in manage exams, again just a title for exam. Here the question bank is just a container for the question banks, and the exams is just the title for the exams. The next thing is that we can manage the questions here. We can manage the questions. This is managing the questions by adding and editing the questions. You can see that here we have the different question banks that we have. For example, this is the one that we that have been used since long time ago for the exit exam, since 3 or 4 years right now. So all the questions that we provided for or collected from the faculty members are there with their choices. So we can come and edit anyone, delete or whatsoever, but actually what I'm going to show you is that we are going to select the empty one that we have just created. Here you can, this is the question text you provide any question text, and the question text can contain any kind of image. It can contain even PowerPoint file. It can even contain YouTube file, embedded video, or Word file, or equations, or some smileys, or something like that. You have full control for editing the question text. Here, marks, this it is by default it is 1. If you need to have for this question to have higher weight, you can provide 2, 3, or whatever. If you leave it empty, it will be considered 1. Selected in the exam, if it is yes, actually for any exams that you are going to generate, it will be considered. Otherwise, it will not be considered from the generating exam. Here you can provide the course code, for example, COE 345, and ABIT outcome. It should be capital, sorry, COE 345, and here you have to provide the ABIT outcome, for example, outcome K. And once you have it like that, you just click on insert. So I have this now. I can add all the question text, but actually here I have to go to manage choices. The system is multiple answer, it is not multiple choices, and it is randomizing the choices and the questions inside each text. So we provide a solution, first option for the student, and also it can contain equations, figures, and animations or whatsoever. And also you can provide, is it correct or not? If it is correct, you can. This is one of the valid answers. You have to click on it is to check this checkbox and insert this. Add the second one, and then if it is not one of the valid answers, you don't have to. You have to not check this one, etc., etc., etc. So you are not limited by the number of choices. You can have as many choices as you can. Let's have another one and say that this is also valid. So you have two correct answers. The student has to select them in order to have the mark for this question. You can edit and do whatever you want. Once you finish with this question, you can go back to add the other question, etc., etc., etc. So this is the manual way of entering the questions onto the system. We have another way, which is add questions from Excel. This one, add questions from Excel. If I click on this, you have to select the question bank. Okay, you have to select the question bank. And you have a sample file here. It is just Excel file. Once I have this, I click on it and open it. I'll show you the syntax. It's really very simple, but actually you have to stick with the syntax. If you leave field empty, it will generate problem. Okay, and actually if it is really followed, it will can facilitate everything. You have to provide the course code, then the question title, the question text here, and this should be left empty. These are all the choices, and here you have this here means that the marks attributed to this question, and here is it if it is one of the valid answer or correct answers or not. If it is correct answer, you have to provide 1 here. If it is not correct answer, you have to provide nothing here, and the ABIT outcomes in the next column. So this is if you provide this, you can see if you provide this and then you browse to this file, you have to edit this, save it anywhere, and let me actually show you where is downloads, and this one here. I have selected this one and then upload. So now all the questions are uploaded into the question bank. So let us go back and see manage questions. Here we will see that plenty of questions are added, and each of them with their corresponding A-bit outcomes. For example, this one, if I would like to edit, I can see that these are the questions already obtained from the Excel file. So this is how to import questions from Excel file. This option is really very handy. However, the drawback for this, you cannot insert figures or animation in Excel files in the cell. So it's up to you actually to do it manually or to do it from Excel. It's up to you. Once we finish with managing and editing the questions, all we have to do next is to manage questions, manage sections. This is actually the manual way of managing the sections. Each exam should have some sections, as we are going to see. But I'm not recommending to use it manually, especially this way. It is good or more wise to add sections from Excel. Exactly. Go to add sections from Excel. Here you have a sample file, and the syntax for this sample file is really very simple. Actually, we have to provide some kind of mapping. You can see section name, course code. This is the section name, computer networks. Inside it you have to provide all the courses that are in the question banks you would like to obtain their questions from. Under this section, logic design course has this one, hardware design course has these ones. You can provide as many courses as you wish inside each section, but you have to stick with the format, and you have to leave this title, this one, as it is, section name, course code, without touching them. Otherwise the parser, when I'm reading it from inside the program, I cannot understand where is that. So let me choose this one, and this is actually section courses, and upload it. Now it is uploaded and done. So now if I go to manage sections, I'll see that these are just the titles for the sections. Again, we don't have to edit this if it is provided correctly inside the imported from the Excel site. So now everything is done, is set up. So next step, we have to go to make exams and click on it. You have to be sure that you are selecting the correct question bank, and you have to go here and be sure that you are selecting the correct exam that you have just generated here, and then you click on generate the questions, and that's it. Now the question bank, the questions in this exam has been generated from the chosen question bank, right? So now everything is done. The system obtained all the selected questions from the question bank that are selected and generated it with the sections and courses that is provided in the sections here. You can as professor actually, or admin to the system, have a look at the ready exams. If you click on ready exams, we have this exam, and as you can see, the exam is now generated completely. You can see that computer networks, and these are all the questions from the two courses that are in the question bank, having the questions provided there. You can see that here it is providing you, because you are the professor, it is providing you with the correct choices, or corrected choices for each questions. For example, this one, it has just 2 correct choices. This is also has 2. This has 3. So this is actually, if the student answers them like this, he will obtain the full mark for this question, right? The system is providing the hint here, 3. That means that the student should know that he has to select 3 choices in order, or this question has 3 choices, 3 corrected choices. now it is done. Okay, but as you can see, you are professor, and it will provide the questions as it is, and this, but for the students, he will not see the questions in the same order. The questions will be randomized inside each section, and the choices will be also randomized inside. For each question, the choices will be randomized. So this for the student maybe comes the first, etc. So if two students for the same exams are beside each other, they cannot cheat from each other if they wish. So this is actually how to prepare the exams. You can go back and add many exams from the same question bank by selecting here or unselected. So once this exam is generated, you can say, okay, this one I will not consider it in the next exam. So I can come here. Sorry, this where is edit, not edit. If I'd like to not select this inside the next exam, so I have to come here and select not selected. It will not affect all the previous exams that has been generated. It will affect the exams that we will generate in the future. What I mean by generating, after making the exam, after clicking and doing make exam, any exam that will not have this that will have this unselected will not be considered inside it. So this is actually how to generate the exam. Still, one thing that we have to do is the manage students. I can add the students from Excel, and this is what actually I'd like to use, and I'm using forever. So you can select the exams, and then you have sample file here, sample Excel file. All you have to do for this exam is to prepare a very simple Excel file, which is, it has student ID, student name. Again, leave this cell or this row as it is, and provide the username and the students here as you wish. You have to provide the this is extra, and provide student names here, and then save it. You format this and then choose this file, and this is student samples, and upload. Now we have three students inside this exam. So next thing, as instructor or administrator for this course, you have to go to manage students. You can see that you have all the students here. You can add students manually. You can add students manually. If the students exist there, it will use its name. Actually, notice that I'm writing anything here, and I'm sure that this student is there because I added it as dummy student. You can see that it is Muhammad Ahmed Al-Harbi because I added it as a dummy student. So it will obtain its correct name from the previous or any other exam. You can add students manually or import them on the exam. But there is something which is really very important here. You can click on this, for example. Okay, what you have, remove the student from the exam, reset the student password. Actually, the student password, it is the same as the student ID. So student ID is this, student password will be the same. If you click on reset the student password, actually it will reset it, because the student can change his password, and once he may forget it. Because of that, if the student try to connect to the exam, log into the system and count, you just go obtain his name and reset the password from here, right? So this is actually how to manage the student. And the student, all they have to do, let's see this, for example, have this, and let's see how to, let's log out from the system, and then log in again by the same username and student same username. as again password login. What we have here, we have ready exam. We have what? Ready exam. If I click on ready exam, the student will see this is the exam. As you can see, it's completely randomized. So let's try to answer it as much as, but we have so many questions. Let me try to answer them rapidly, and that's it. So many. Sure, I'll obtain about 20% because I'm not, even less, because many questions have more than one answer, more than one valid answer. So sure, I'll not obtain. So if we leave any question not answered, it will warn the students. And by the way, you have to tell the students that don't worry, the system is saving all their answers every 5 minutes. So the system is saving. I click here, and now I obtain, as I told you, about 20%. Okay, so that's it. So let me log out from here and log in as administrator or for the exit exam. That is, I'm providing the password. So if I come here and see exam results, you will see show exam results. We will see that we have all these 2 students, 3 students. Only this one has this marks, and that is the start time, duration just 1 minute, from which IP address, and the exam is already taken and finished by the students. That's it. So let me show you now one very very important thing. Let's see this for example, this exit exam for IT. We will see all the students here that have obtained this exam with their marks and the details. You can export this into Excel file or Word file and edit it there. That we have to do every time. So we know that we have 25 students, and this is their performance in each in this exam that has been generated before. So this is to see the results, but the most important thing is the exam statistics. The exam statistics, because actually I have moved the system into my local machine, and actually, as you can see, it's not a real domain. This is not a real domain. Actually, I have added it as alias inside my system. I'm not connected into any internet, but it is inside my system. I forget once I moved this inside the system into the local system to update something. So I'll fix it and come back to you soon. Okay, now I have fixed this small issue, and so that let's see this one, for example, as I told you. So you have here, once the student finished the exam, you have to click on this, calculate the results and the statistics, and it should be done only once. And it should be done after finishing the exam, after all the students finish the exam, so that the system will calculate all the statistics, etc. So you will see that here, if you click on this, you will see graphs that is for the outcomes. So A-bit outcomes there, and what is the performance out of 1 for all the students, the average for all the students, and this is a graph. You can export it as image. Actually, you can just save image. You can save it anywhere. You can save it anywhere here, and once you do that, give it name, you give it the name that you wish, and then save. You can send or edit it or do whatever you wish with it. So this is the graphs, but also you can see the results as tabular in data table, a table like that. For outcome A, we have 23 questions, and the average for the students for answer is this, and this is the standard deviation. Remember that the standard deviation is really very important. For example, this actually the reliability of this score is not so high because there is a huge variation actually here. So you will see that outcome and number of questions inside the exam and the average performance for this. And you have all, as I told you, the graphs. For example, outcome E or outcome I is the highest, maybe something about 7 or something like that. This is outcome I, outcome L, not I, L. This one, it's the highest one, and there is issues with this one. So this is actually the graphs. You have also, if you click on the per course or course statistics, you will find that each course in the exam, how many questions are selected and the average, and again you will see the graph. You can see the graph to see that this course, for example, has issues because student cannot answer all of them. This course is the highest, maybe the questions are so easy or something like that. So it's really very handy to have this kind of figure. We have also per question statistics. If we click on, you will find the course code, the question text, and the outcome, and the average for this questions. This actually it's good because 8, the average is 8. This one is really very bad, actually poor. The student cannot answer this one correctly, so it has issues. And you can see that this questions is coming from this IT 392, etc. So actually it will provide you actually insight about how to judge if the questions are tough or the performance of this. So this is really very weak. This question can go and see where is that here, and you can have a full picture about the statistics of the exam. You can also export them to Excel file or Word files, but again, when you are exporting, you will export only the table, not the figure. The figure you have to right click and save. So actually this is really how to use the system, and I think that I have covered everything on this. So let me stop here. جزاكم الله خيرا وبارك الله فيكم، لعل ربنا ينفع بكم ووفقكم الله. وما تنسونيش طبعا من صالح دعائكم جميعا. يسر الله أمركم وبارك الله فيكم جميعا.